Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here and time for another book review. Today I'm going to be talking about Moon Call by Patricia Briggs, and this is book 1 in the Mercy Thompson series. So this is an urban fantasy series. As much as I still love young adult, I have been trying to branch out a bit more, especially into the urban fantasy sort of category, since I have discovered that I do like urban fantasy quite a bit, so trying to explore that a bit more. And to get this out of the way, this is a reread for me. I have read the books that are currently out, but I flew through them so fast that I didn't get reviews up. So yeah, the whole series is a reread for me, but this time I want to get reviews up. Also, I just really love this series, so even if I had gotten reviews up, I'd be rereading it regardless, because it is awesome. So our main character, Mercy, is known as a walker. She can shift from human to coyote, and she doesn't know a whole lot about what she can do. She is the result of a quick little romantic flare between her mother and a rodeo guy, and her father was killed in a horrible accident before her mother could even tell him that she was pregnant with Mercy. So lo and behold, her mother was in for quite a shock when her infant child shifted to a coyote pup in her crib. So Mercy doesn't know a whole lot about walkers other than she's never met one before. All that she does know is thanks to the werewolf pack that she grew up in. Just gotta say, one thing I found really interesting about this book, and a lot of paranormal series that I have read, either all the supernaturals are out to the public or they're all in hiding. There's no in between that I can think of off the top of my head at least. But in this universe, this lovely world, the Fae had come out 30 years in the past. So the entire world knows about the Fae, but they don't know about anything else. Werewolves, vampires, walkers, everything else that goes about the night is all still in the dark. And not even all the Fae are out to the public. Only the less threatening of the Fae are known to humanity, because let's be honest, if humanity knew everything that was out there, they would freak out. So I found that kind of interesting. And heck, the only reason the Fae outed themselves is because of the rising technology and DNA testing and surveillance and all that. It was getting harder and harder to keep themselves hidden. So better to let the world know about them on their own terms than to be forcibly revealed. So Mercy, she kind of has some form of connection or another with several groups of supernaturals. She is a mechanic, and she actually was taught by a member of the Fae community, and once he was forced to kind of reveal that he was Fae, she bought the shop from him because humanity sucks, and what else do I have to say? But just on the topic of Z, Z is amazing. I love Z. He's just that kind of, I wouldn't go far as to say stereotypical, but he's just that lovable, grumpy old guy that I can't help but love. So through Z and his half-Fae son Tad, she has connections with the Fae, or at least she knows a little more about the Fae than typical people. She knows werewolves very well, considering she was raised by werewolves. And just gotta say, I do enjoy Bran a lot. Bran, I don't know why his character interests me so much, but it does. I also enjoy his son Samuel. I don't think there's a character I don't like in this book. Let's just leave it at that. Otherwise, I'll just be going through a list of characters being like, I like them, I like them, I like them. And through a client of hers, Stefan, who is a vampire, she has connections to vampires. So there's quite a bit of introduction in this book, obvious because first in a series, getting things established. I'm not going to say too much about the plots because this is a pretty short book and I don't accidentally want to spoil something or say so many spoilers that I have to cut half this out. But yeah, the book starts off with Mercy being in her garage trying to fix a car when a werewolf she does not recognize shows up, and this wolf brings a whole heap of trouble into the area. But yeah, trouble comes knocking. The local alpha, who happens to be her next door neighbor, gets injured, and based on some little bits of information that she has heard, she doesn't trust his pack to not attack him, and just, for lack of better words, shit hits the fan. Definitely not the best synopsis I've ever given, but try and avoid giving up too much detail, try and avoid too much spoilers, because spoilers are evil. But overall, good start to a series. I found Mercy a very enjoyable protagonist. Like, she can be sassy, she can be snarky, but she also knows when to pull herself back. She has enough survival instincts to pull herself back. Because while she is stronger than a typical human and she has advantages over a typical human, she, in most aspects, is no match for a werewolf or a vampire, for example. And in this world where things can go bump in the night, it's good to stay on the good sides of those who can kill you. I think there is only one thing that bugged me, but I'll talk about that in a minute, because that is kind of a possible spoiler. Actually, make that kinda two-ish things. They're kinda spoilery, so if you have not read Mooncalled and have any intention of doing so, just gonna take a moment to say, this is a good book, this is a start to a great series, and it is something that I highly recommend. Like, if I were to make a list of books that I would recommend people, this would easily be one of the top 5. So, yeah. Without further ado, I'm going to go into a slightly short little spoilery bit. So, yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, I highly suggest you stop this video now and go pick up Mooncalled. Not a big fan of love triangles. There are very few instances of love triangles that I enjoyed. The one between Samuel, Adam, and Mercy ain't one of them. But I do like how that wasn't like the forefront of what is going on. So I can appreciate that, and thus I can let this love triangle slide. So thank goodness for that, and thank goodness that Mercy is just like, no. So she's not pining after both of them for like the entire book. So thank goodness for that. And there's one other thing that actually, thinking about it a little more, doesn't annoy me too much, because it wasn't the forefront of the book. And it was the fact that Samuel was gonna run off with Mercy back when she was a teenager. Like, after like remembering like his history with wives and children and how many he has lost, does it make him like coming on to Mercy a little creepy still? Just a little, yeah. Definitely creepy. And does it make his reasons for wanting to be with Mercy right? Hell no. But to a point, I can understand where he's coming from, and they obviously didn't end up together way back when. And it doesn't seem like Mercy is jumping head over heels to rekindle anything with him. And just how it wasn't made to be this big dramatized thing for the entire book. Like, yeah, some actions and stuff could be the product of what happened in the past, but it isn't like constantly brought up. If I'm making any sense, I feel like it wasn't brought up often enough to get annoying. And it wasn't like we got Mercy narrating how this happened over and over and over again, like throughout like every single page, if I'm making sense. I don't know, I guess thinking about it, it didn't bother me as much as I thought it was gonna. I don't know, overall the love triangle got me a little more, but like I said, it wasn't shoved in our faces too much, which I greatly appreciate. Overall, that's really all I gotta say. So yeah, awesome book. I very much look forward to reading the second one in the series, and yeah, that's it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time.